Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Thursday, the 10th of December. Right now, just having a look where that North American session finished. The Dow Jones only down like 0.35, nothing major. But check out the impact here on the Nasdaq, right? All the tech stocks down over 2%, right? So a bit of a risk-off situation as the Nasdaq has been really the focus the last, well, since the the COVID lockdowns. So now what we're seeing is as well, just have a look here as well, the correlation matrix. The moves in the equity markets are sort of really picking up. I would be focusing more on the NASDAQ than the Dow Jones, obviously, with those bigger moves. And so what we're doing, let me just come back to the dollar actually. So we're in a bit of a transition phase, right? So what we've got at the moment, let me just hit the right button. Right, so this downtrend, right, has been in play for over a week or so on the dollar. So I've got the dollar index here. Now, if I just shrink that up, it'll give you a bit more of a better look at the what we're dealing with. So you can see how this trend is in play. Now, what's happening right at the moment, as I said, there's a bit of a transition. Now, you'll notice this, and it's sort of like the middle stage of a trend where it starts trading sideways, starts to sort of form a bit of a base. And this is where traders get a little bit uncertain. There's a bit of profit taking. They're not as confident with the downtrend, but what they are confident on is if nothing changes, if the news doesn't change, then the trend stays the same. They will be confident to sell back towards resistance, right? So you get a first little blip. Now everyone's sort of waiting for it to get up here. It doesn't get there, sideways. So we're looking for that final retracement back towards 91, sort of 45. Okay, and with that sort of impacts the majors. Now, there's a few things going on the side. Now, the Aussie continues to sort of rally, whereas last week it was the Kiwi that's rallying. Now, Kiwi's just trading sideways in really loose ranges and really sort of getting whacked around the place. Now, when it's transitioning like this and it's in the middle of nowhere, the price action is a little bit loose because traders aren't like just jumping straight in. It's a bit short term, up and down. They're not really sort of going with things. Dollar yen is just trading sideways. And you can see here, euro just drifting down. Now, this may be a little false break down through 120.80 support, really short-term support. We do have the ECB meeting today, right? That's going to be the most important thing for euro. So don't get overly excited yet like the euro is going to break down. But initially, has broken a short-term level. And you're going to recognize that. But as I said, the ECB meeting, this thing could be all over the place going forward. Sterling, well, uptrend has been following. Sterling's been rallying with the dollar coming off, but the price action here is a bit of twofold. The US dollar trend sort of just transitioning. And then also, obviously, the Brexit talks between the UK and the EU. They've got until the end of the week to sort of sort things out, apparently, until Sunday. I think that's the deal. So no deal, you think sterling comes off, a deal goes up, but it's a bit all over the shop, right? It's a bit of a mess, bit of a dog's breakfast. Dollar CAD, well, once again, it's transitioning as well. When I say transitioning, it's trading sideways. It's not really going up or down. It triggers some short-term stops just above resistance. We did have the Bank of Canada. They didn't come out and say anything fresh about, concerns or anything else. So that's out of the way, and just probably keep an eye on oil from this point. It's at 45 bucks. That's probably going to control where dollar CAD goes in the short term. Now, I still think overall the dollar trend is in play, as in the downtrend. Now, let me just bring you back to our daily market insight. So just looking at the market conditions, you know what? They're okay. They're not bad, right? The major pairs are trading technically very well. We've got levels. What isn't consistent, and this is the problem for us, which has been for some time, is the seesawing risk on, risk off profile of the geopolitical news. Right, it's like a ping pong or tennis. It's one day this, one day that. We're looking for some consistency there. Now, the long-term trends, no major changes in the long-term trends, but once again, this is where the trend and everything else should be lining up. You're looking for short-term momentum and so the short-term status to sort of go with this long-term trend. That's where you find the easier trades. Now, the dollar pairs up the top here are all, to me, just drifting sideways. Some are transitioning, like dollar yen is really just completely sideways. Whereas when I say it's transitioning, it means the trend is it's like it's in a balance, right? So we're sort of waiting to see whether the trend continues or it ends. And that's what sort of phase we're in. There's been no fresh news yet. As I said, the ECB meeting will be very important. It's the euro is 80 or 58, just about 58% of the basket here for the US dollar index. And those things have been going pip for pip. So if something happens on the euro because of the ECB, it's going to be reflected on the dollar index. As I said, euro on the short term momentum breaking down. Okay, but it's pretty short term. We've got a big meeting coming up. Sterling is just pretty choppy. Aussie continues up and dollar yen, Kiwi, I should say, sorry, sideways. But all these pairs are bullish. You know, long term, they're still in uptrends, and the dollar pairs are in downtrends. But what we're seeing is this short-term momentum being flushed in and out and neutralized by the various geopolitical news or a lack of extra news on top of that. Now, just potential trading opportunity here. I know the ECB is coming up, but I still like, if nothing changes, and I can't see the ECB doing anything different, I still think there's a good chance for the dollar index to rally back towards 91.45, test the level, and then drop straight back down. Right? You can see a bit of an explanation there as well around that opportunity. And that's pretty much all we have to look for at the moment, guys. It's pretty important, the ECB, you know, see what they come up with. I don't think they're going to be changing rates, but you know what? You should expect the unexpected, and we'll see what they deliver. And as I said, if nothing really changes, then the dollar should just retest resistance and then fall back away to the downside. So we'll see how that plays out. All right, guys, have a good one. Cheerio.